What's up, y'all? This is Simply AP coming to you with a Path of Exile 2 video and my first Path of Exile 2 video, and I want to talk to the community kind of about my theory for a Stormweaver monk or kind of a Shaolin Sorcerer using lightning and quarterstaff, but using Stormweaver to kind of buff my shock. Now, with the nerfs, I don't think this is viable. I thought it would be. I kept testing it, trying to figure out how I could. It might be viable way late game, like halfway through Cruel. I'm only halfway through Act 3 when I really did the testing. I'm kind of at the point where I don't know if I want to put time in this until Grinding Gear Games does boost the tune. I think they detuned it too much. I think they need to find a good middle ground between what it was and what it is now. But stick around. Please like and subscribe. Comment, please comment so I can see if there's something worth trying out. And then if you want to, head over to Twitch. Follow me at simply_.ap on Twitch. I will be live whenever I can. I'm kind of a schedule is kind of okay right now. I am working. I do have a job. So, but yeah, stick around. I'm going to start off with a TLDR, kind of break down my thought process and why I like this, want to do something like this, and then going into my passive tree, and then the gear. Gear's not super important, but I also go in through the skills. So let's get after it. So this build was basically taking Stormweaver, the two nodes Strike Twice, and then the Shaper of Storms to kind of increase your shock chance. You know, shockers or Strike Twice, targets can be targeted by 2 of your shocks, but they have 50 left duration. I don't really care about the duration. I care about the actual shock chance for cast on shock. And then Shaper of Storms, where all damage from hits contributes to shock chance. It would be great build, great synergy with dynamism that I showed earlier, but it just didn't work. So that's kind of why I went with Stormweaver, and then just picked up a quarterstaff, and then went down the monk tree, as you can see here, where I'm going down the monk tree. This is where dynamism is. This is where Spellblade. Pretty straightforward. So the why, I love Spellblade, Battle Mage, and Paladins. That's what I like to do. That's the playstyle I like to play in these games, in ARPGs, Baldur's Gate 3, Soulsborne games. That's kind of what I like to play. The power charge system, I wasn't really a fan of it. I have seen some very, very good ice monk builds. I think Rax made one super good. Looked really good. I just didn't like the power charge mechanic. There really isn't an option for a straight Spellblade at the moment. I do think with release, or when they start adding new characters, I think Shadow, which is going to come here, and then I think whatever class has the flail that comes right there, will be more viable for like Fire Paladin over here, and then more int dex based over here. But till then, this is kind of what I'm working with. I do love doing these theory craft ideas. I have a couple more that I'm thinking about doing, but we will see. We're gonna move into like my testing and why I'm probably not gonna do it anymore, because what I was really excited for and why I thought it was gonna be viable outside of it was dynamism. Dynamism paired with Spellblade 2 to you're proccing a bunch of casts on shocks. You're gaining more energy. I thought that would kind of negate the nerf. It did not negate the nerf. Now, and then using Spellblade, so spell damage, I'm going to be using a staff, get 32% more to my stuff. Now, in my testing, yes, this did work. You did gain it faster, and I'll be showing some footage in the background while I'm talking about this. It went fast. But it wasn't fast enough for the clear speeds that I was getting for Herald of Thunder. Herald of Thunder, when you look at it, just with this, without the 12%, the 24% you get from these two nodes, you go from 1563 to 1873, which is a huge damage increase that will also stack with this 24 here. So you basically will get a what is that? Damage, and then the lightning damage on top of that. So it's almost like 74. It's probably not. I'm probably missing some weird numbers there, because this is just damage on top, like base damage, so that would increase your Tempest Flurry physical percentage and all that. It just didn't work like the way I wanted to. In my footage, I didn't have comment on because I didn't. I just wanted to kind of see it proccing. I wasn't really paying attention what skill I had attached to it, but you can really see from the footage, like, I killed a bunch of small enemies without dynamism in these two nodes, and it took forever. I think I was at like less than 10% for like the first part of the battle, or the first part of the mobs I found. And then with dynamism, I ran like basically the same route. It still, you know, wasn't wasn't good enough. It just wasn't good enough. So I really, it really discouraging about that. So this is kind of why I'm making the video, because I really want to see what the community can come up with. If there's a way to gain energy, like if you type in energy here, like you have these nodes, energy shield. Let's do, yeah, just energy shield, energy shield, energy shield. There's nothing really that helps you gain energy shield, or energy, not energy shield. So that's kind of what I was looking at in my testing. I don't think it was really viable. It might be way more viable if I increase my shock chance even more and with Stormweaver, but I don't know if I'm going to invest that time. Moving into skills, what we're going to do, like your two main damage skills are Tempest Flurry. Love Tempest Flurry. I think it's a great skill. You hit so many times to proc shock, and I'm running Martial Tempo for attack speed. Inspiration, you need to run Inspiration. This is a must because it's so mana hungry. The 40% less cost helps out so much. And then Sports Skills is still 24 more elemental damage. So this is just what I'm running now. I'm sure there's a better one, but I'm liking the damage right now. And then Stormwave. This is really to hit those pesky ranged enemies that debuff you. It does good damage. It can proc shock. Right now I have Conduction, 100 more chance to shock, so you're proccing more Herald of Thunder for your Tempest Flurry when the enemies get close. And then 35 more attack damage, or sorry, Long Shot, 35% more attack damage to enemies further than 7 meters from you. Scaling down, there's no bonuses when they're close. You're not going to use it close because when you're in 3.5 meters in the game, you're going to be using Tempest Flurry. So with that, your Spirit, Herald of Thunder right now, it's a must. Buffing it right now with Magnified Effect, and then Lightning Infusion just to get a little bit more lightning damage. You're not doing cold or fire damage, so it doesn't really matter. Tempest Bell, this is your big old damage dealer for mobs and bosses. When you get surrounded is kind of the only time when you're like, oh crap, I can't escape. Pop the bell, wipes out everything. Very good. I think I have Sport Gear. I have Expanse. I like using Expanse on this because it adds, you get 50% more area effect and +6 cooldown. Now, the +6 cooldown is bad, but the bell duration is already 6 seconds. So by the time you're done with that bell, you're ready to put up another bell, because when you're hitting with Tempest Flurry, it counts towards your bell. So right now I have 3. I haven't figured out what else to put in there. But, and then Ruthless, you hit the bell I think 12 times, but you do it so fast with Tempest Flurry that you basically stun the boss with the bell no more than 2 times. I have not stunned a boss or anything more than 2 bells, so I like that. Vaulting Impact is situational. I'm using it because of the roll cancel. You basically launch up in the air, and you can actually launch over smaller enemies if you get stuck, and then hit the roll button right before you're about to land, and it'll roll and cancel the attack, and then you can just go back into Tempest Flurry, or you can throw down a bell. It's a great maneuverable skill. I like that. I do, for bosses, since you're not killing anything for Herald of Thunder, I do just run Blasphemy with Enfeeble, just for survivability, because the monk is squishy. So this is my cast on shock. Try to get it to work. I try to comment. I try to have a profane ritual. I really hope they fix it, but right now it's broken. Moving into gear real quick, like, it is gear dependent. for what you need at the time. So mana, fire resist, evasion rating are basically what I think. Movement speed on boots is kind of everything. Life regen is very, very nice because you will get hit all the time. More evasion, more accuracy. And now, the most important one is your staff. I think all monks, you want increased physical damage and plus levels to melee skills. That is a must. After that, I like life per hit, not per kill, per hit. So you're always getting life per hit because you're just going to be spinning your Tempest Flurry and hitting them multiple enemies multiple times, so you're always gaining life. And also on this one, I rolled a gain 2 mana per kill, which is very nice. And then, add lightning damage is nice. It would be nice to have at fire or cold just because the boost to Tempest Bell is when we go to impact, or no, shockwave. Yeah, right here. Shockwave, deal 30% more damage per ailment afflicting the bell. That's perfect. Trying to get fire on that. So that's kind of what I'm running for gear. Definitely not optimized. Not saying this is optimized. That I'm only in Act 3. I'm not wasting a bunch of orbs and currency trying to min-max my early level gear. Probably won't do that if I even take this character through Cruel. Because right now I'm thinking I'm going to try something else. Well, that's what I'm working with right now. I really don't know if I'm going to continue playing this because I don't know if it's going to be worth the time until they retune the Cast on Shock. The theory craft behind it really relied on the Cast on Shock being better than what it is. So I might shelf this. I might be trying a Chalupa Sorcerer where you take the whatever monk, I don't know the real name of it, the Cthulhu or Chalupa, whatever you want to call it, but you run curses and chaos bolt with that. Might try that out, or I might try a blood mage crit, kind of like a frozen blood build where you're using crit freeze to just shatter everything. It's kind of where I'm going at right now. There is possibly doing Deadeye Sorcerer with fire. I kind of have seen some clips of people doing some crazy stuff with that, so I might try to get that to work for myself. But let me know what you think. I really appreciate a comment or coming into my live stream at twitch.tv/simply_AP. Let me know what you think. I will be live whenever I can, when I have free time, when I'm not working. So, again, thanks for coming to this video, and then get after it.